Hello and welcome to this Big Brother 10 reunion. On today we have the most housemates we've had on any reunion yet, and it was one of probably my personal favourite one that I've done yet because I had a lot of fun. It was great to see the housemates, and at the end of this reunion you'll see an exclusive one-on-one interview with Carly, who unfortunately couldn't make the main reunion. But on this you've got housemates like Shree, Charlie, Lise. You've got so many of the legends of the show. So if you enjoy this, please like, comment and subscribe. And don't forget to watch every single episode that we've done so far in the link description below. Hello and welcome to the Big Brother reunion. So far we've got a huge lineup and we're due to have more people join in. So let's start off with Isaac. How are you? You look really different but really cool.
Hey, thank you, man.
You look real tanned.
Yeah, how are you?
It does look cool. It looks cool.
Cabin fever is doing me well. I am very, very good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. And we're also joined by, I'm hoping I say this right, Azar. I'm really bad.
Yeah.
You look like someone from Baywatch.
Hey!
You look amazing.
Benny!
How are you?
Really good. Thank you so much for taking part today. We've got lots of questions later on. And we got Hira. How are you?
Hey, I'm very well.
Nice.
Hey,
and we got David, who brings the fun everywhere he goes. His TikToks right now are just insane. You need to check him out on TikTok. Safia, how are you?
I'm really good. Hi.
You've been getting ripped by Charlie before we started recording about you only being in there for a week. Is he always like that with you?
Darling,
Yes.
I was that unforgettable. I was only in there for 9 days, so I'm used to it. But 9 days and I've met friends for life.
But
You can say that they've been in there. Charlie, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. You okay?
Really good, thank you. And we've got the lovely Lisa. I mean, 10 years ago, I first interviewed you, and I had a higher voice. I was only 18. It was amazing. You well?
Let me yeah, I'm brilliant. Thank you. Great.
Amazing. And then we've got Noreen. How are you?
Noreen! Where's Noreen? Let's get to her.
So this series was, in regards as a Big Brother fan, it was one of the most legendary lineups because you all got on so well, but there were so many big characters going in there. So I wanted to ask you each, and I'll go through the grid that we've got on the screen. What was it like when you first entered the house and you saw all your housemates for the first time? What was your kind of initial reaction? So starting with Isaac, what was it like for you?
I saw everybody before anyone saw me. So
Yes.
It was pretty easy. I had a motorcycle helmet on. It was tinted over the front, and everyone just thought they were getting delivery, I guess. So it was actually really fun when I got to take the mask off, and people were like, "What the F?"
Takeaway.
I don't know what
Everyone wanted the fish and chips.
Yeah, we're starving.
That was a good twist.
Noreen peed a little, I think.
Actually did.
I think she nearly passed out.
Yeah, I was like,
We was all like, oh my God, when we knew.
I guess
That was Big Brother. That was Big Brother at its
loves
best.
chips.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. And then going over to you, Azar, what was it like for you entering the house? There's so many big personalities, and you were one of them as well. So what were your reactions?
It was so surreal just to meet everyone. And, you know, I don't think anyone who was watching could see what a great dynamic we had. We had such a laugh, didn't we? It was so hilarious. Really, Sophia, everyone just got on so well. And it was so surreal. But the fact that I had to be kicked out, I feel like I was robbed a bit, you know. Noreen I got on with everyone. I really loved it. Like, and you know, Charlie, we're meant to meet up. Charlie, been in touch, but we haven't met up yet. So
we've called up a few times since, but when we really need to, we live in London. We actually need to sort it out. You know, it's not good.
I know you're down the road as well. It's like
literally, you should just come over, or I'll come to you, whatever.
Yeah, no, we will. We need to go and like
have some drinks together. So we got Hira. How are you?
I'm good.
You're good. So what was it like for you going in there? Was it a daunting thing when you seen everyone for the first time, or were you excited to get to know people?
Not really. The show had already started and I went it was, I think, in the middle somewhere. Yeah. So I had already seen the housemates. So I just seen the beginning. So I kind of already knew them before they got to know me. So for me, I was really excited and everyone was so lovely and friendly. So yeah, I was really excited and happy to meet everyone. And yeah, I loved it.
For watching it before you actually came in, like you said, you kind of felt like you already knew people.
Yeah.
Did your opinions
Kind of.
change? So did you kind of think to yourself, oh, I'm not going to get on with a certain person, but actually when you met them, you got on really well? Because you only get to see an hour of a 24-hour date.
I'll
Me
be
and her knew each other.
true. Me and Noreen actually met at the audition in Dublin. So we kind of
okay.
auditioned together from Dublin. So we kind of already had met and stuff. But
I met Noreen prior also. We met a couple of times.
Yes, just a bit.
I think we know that story.
Just a bit. So I heard, yeah.
I love that. That's incredible. David, what about for you? Because you brought so much fun to that house. And everyone just seemed to, you lifted their spirits. So what was it like for you going in there for the first time?
Well, if you can remember, when we entered the house, we had a secret mission, if everybody remembers. So the secret mission was we had to get 2 certain housemates up for eviction. I don't know if it was Halfwit and somebody else. Can't remember.
It was me. I think it was me. I think it was me and Rodrigo.
So no, I think. Do you know what, Lisa?
Probably
I'm
me.
sure
I
it
think
was
me.
Halfwit and
Oh.
Noreen. I'm sure
Yeah,
it was.
me.
Oh.
It was Noreen. I'm sure it was Halfwit and Noreen. So anyway, obviously, us 5 housemates, I'm like, I will do anything to stay in here. I don't care. I will chop my finger off if I have to. But the other contestants were like, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that. So they weren't really up for like the secret mission. But I was prepared to do anything to stay in. Do you know what I mean? So I was like thinking of ways we can actually do it. But behind my back, they were going into the diary room saying, oh no, we can't do that. I'd rather go up for eviction. When deep down, really, they just should say, look, I'll do anything. So when it came up to the secret task, we actually failed it. But actually, I went up for eviction, but I got to stay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, after all the audition process, as you know, it's like 6 to 8 months. It is so difficult to actually get picked. So I wasn't going to ruin my chance because I'd already been in a guinea pig run for that series. So before the Big Brother started,
Yeah, you were.
I was a guinea pig for like 3 weeks, which I ended up walking out because there were some right arseholes in it. And I thought, if there's people like that in there, I'm a goner, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, when I got the call, Big Brother said, look, where are you, David? I went, well, I'm at work, do you know what I mean? They're like, right, we're outside your house. I was like, what? Yeah, so I had to pack my job in. I had to pack my job in, and I was straight down to London. But as you said, when I walked in the house, I just knew for a fact that I just loved like 50% of the people. Like Lisa, I seen she was struggling for tobacco, so I called up shop for Lisa for tobacco. You know, like, and then the perceptions of the housemates wasn't any different, apart from when you go in, you don't know what they're saying behind your back. It's not until you come out till you realise that people were stabbing you in the back, and it is quite hurtful, that, to me. Do you know what I mean? And I just wanted to have fun, and towards the end of it, everyone was just getting right miserable. And then I'm like, come on, we're in Big Brother, do you know what I mean? So you've got to just give yourself a check sometimes to remember where you actually are, if everyone agrees.
Yeah.
Because
what about
when
for you? Oh, sorry.
I was about to say, when you're hungry, you're so ratty, and they do starve you, Louis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, brown rice and chickpeas, I have never touched since. I see chickpeas and I want to scream, do you know what I mean? They're so disgusting. But thank you, mate.
And what about for you, Safi? I mean, obviously, you only had 9 days in there, but still, 9 days in a Big Brother house. There's not many people that have done that. It must have still been tough. So what was your kind of initial reactions to it all?
Well, I was the only parent, wasn't I, at the time?
Yeah.
I know some of you have gone on to have kids, so I think I went with a totally different feeling of it. I was missing the kids already. I'd been away from them for 2 weeks because I was taken to France. And you go in and your just head is everywhere, as we know. And the people that maybe I thought I would clash with were the total opposite, and they were my best friends, still my best friends now. And then unfortunately, Sophia, who's no longer with us now, she passed away. We had a little bit of drama, and that affected my, I hate this word, journey, but it did.
Yeah.
And I needed to go. I'm glad I went. it was the right time, and I can say that I did it, and I've met friends for life. So it's a tick for me.
And one of my favourite housemates, I always had a soft spot for Charlie. I just thought he was an incredible housemate. So what was it like for you going in there?
Me, I've lost my voice. I don't know why. I had a normal voice, now I've lost it. No, it was really good. I mean, for me, I'd watched the show from when it started when I was 13, and it was something that I always wanted to do. I remember watching it when Jade was in Jade's Year, and they were all like drinking. And I mean, at that time I would have been 15, so I was drinking in the park. So I thought I was mint. And I used to drink that and say, "Oh God, I'm like that. I think I should go on. I should apply." And then obviously I applied and got on, but it very much felt to me, I hand on my heart, I was like, if I make it past week 3, I'll be happy. Like literally, just by getting in, I'd already won. Yeah. But then to actually make it like from day 1 to the final, like 93 days, long time. And like I said, like I've made some friends for life. I really, really have. And I think Sapphire, for example, I've seen her lots. David, he moved to London in 2010, so I spent a lot of time with him. Like Hira, Noreen, they're a little bit further away. I think Hira's back in London. Benny, I've met up with Benny. I've seen her a few times since. And there's people who there's nobody who I don't get along with. I think like Rodrigo, for example, and Rebecca. I've seen her 3 years ago at a festival. I've asked her to be one of my bridesmaids. I don't know if she will be. Can you imagine? That'd be a bit weird. But Saf's one of my bridesmaids as well. So it's like, it's very much, I honestly feel like I've made friends for life. Like Lisa, for example, love her so much. But we always make plans. I think everyone's just so busy with their lives. If that's
right.
But
this is nice. This has happened.
It really is. Yeah. It's not that I don't want to see people. Like I mean, B, for example, B came in halfway through. Like I think around when David did, and I really bonded with her as well. And I just haven't got around to seeing everybody. And it's 11 years. I'm a bit lazy. I should pull my finger out. I'm sorry.
We're late to the party, all of us. But
literally,
hey, we can be first in line now.
I love that. And then we got Noreen as well. You were such a big part of the series. So what was it like for you going in there? Because it looked kind of overwhelming for you at some kind of stages in the house.
Yeah, well, I guess Isaac was probably the main reason why I went into the house, because I did I was on a reality show that he was on, and he made it look really nice and fun and exciting. So I was like, I think I want to do something like that. So I applied for the show, and I was quite surprised I actually got on in the end. But then when I went in, I thought this is going to be so much fun. It's going to be such a laugh. But I think when you go in, it is quite scary because there's so many big characters. And like with my group of friends, I'm a big character, I think, with them. But when I went in there, it was just like, whoa. There's just so many people that are like so much fun and bouncy and loud. So I kind of was a bit quiet for the first few weeks, I think, anyway. But I didn't watch any of the series back, so I actually don't know what happened, or I don't even know what I did in the show apart from what I can remember, and I've got a terrible memory. But it was a bit scary, I think. There was times of like fun and excitement, but it was quite scary a lot of the time.
And then we got the queen of the house. I mean, Lisa, I just loved watching her. You and Halfwit arguing. I mean, like, you put that guy in his place every time that he piped up.
Dude, on it. She's a game player, can't you see? Dude, she's a game player.
Listen to what she's saying.
She's playing games, can't you see?
Well, he said that I had set everybody up to hate him. He said, like, I was plotting. I was like, Freddie, people have got their own, like, Freddie, people have got their own, like, mind, and they'll decide. I can't make all, I can't, what's the word I'm looking for?
Summertime.
Manipulate.
Yeah, that's right.
Manipulate.
Do you know what I mean? But, at the end, I mean, it's like, it's really weird because I was the oldest in that house, and it's like, I don't know. And it wasn't because he was posh. It's just like when he used to go, no, and he was definitely playing the game. He was definitely playing the game.
But he said he was like, he would go to me, he would go, Charlie, can't you see she's playing a game? I was like, oh, fuck off, man, Freddie. You're the only... I was like, oh, fuck off, man, Freddie. You're the only one that talks about game players.
But you know what? I think
I love him, by the way, wherever he is. Bless him.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't. It's just like, it was being in that environment, wasn't it? And so I don't know, hold no grudges whoever I had an argument with or whatever happened. It was just, you know,
I mean,
that's
one of
it.
them-
Do you
And
know
now
what? He
it's
had a
been
beautiful
forgotten.
voice. He brought some
Yeah.
lovely jazz to the house.
Tunes.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Marcus? And I mean, Lisa, he
Yes,
was bad.
Marcus.
When you watch it, he was rather obnoxious. And we were
Oh.
all backing you because when he said, I'm sure he
Rather.
kind of said to you, if you want to take me on with your mouth, you ain't going to win. And you just shut him down. And I think the audience was just like, wow, this is the moment we have been waiting for. Because
Lisa,
I think what it was, it's when he got Angel, and I don't know if Noreen remembers this, but when she said she was going to stop eating in the house and go on this no eating thing, and I was like, oh, come on. And he went, oh, shut up because you come from a council or something.
Yeah.
And
Really?
I just went, yeah, that's what he said. Oh, just because you come. So then obviously he was going on, and then I just ripped in. I mean, I thought I was going to be the first evicted out that week when I had to ride with him. And that's when I just went.
oh, Lisa, I had my moments with Marcus. Do you remember that time when? Remember that time when them cigarettes got missing and he put them in his drawer?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was.
what started it.
Yeah.
No, but listen, I actually really like Marcus. I'm not going to slag him off.
Yeah.
But speaking of diet, can anybody remember Angel eating mayonnaise?
Yeah.
I can't remember this.
All
Like
the
somebody
time. Yeah,
was
she
telling me
did.
after.
She did.
I can't remember this. And my friend
She
said
did.
it was a few weeks ago. He was like, can you not remember Angel eating mayonnaise and all this?
Mayonnaise,
And
sucking an egg.
Yeah.
That's right. Sucking the egg
Sucking the
sack,
egg.
yeah.
And can you remember the first week when we got the budget? We were being really clever. I think we were quite sensible with the budget our year. And then halfway went in and made egg salad for about 2 weeks. And we had no eggs and all these wilted, gone off lettuce leaves. Can you remember that?
We was always running out of food, weren't we? Because some people would love, like, they used to, remember when that, like, things would go missing though? Somebody had dropped a burger or, I mean, it's really crazy. But because I wasn't drinking in there, I didn't like lager, so I collected the most sweets and everything, crisp biscuits for my can of lager. Do you remember that?
We used to trade sweets for lager, didn't we, Lisa?
Yeah, we tried. It was like prison. It was like prison. We used to trade and stuff.
Charlie,
Listen,
please can we have your cans?
Charlie.
They never used to give me enough. Like I would be sitting, and I remember in August, I think I had Brighton Pride, Manchester Pride, and I had a holiday. And I'm sitting with all of yous, having a can each. Every night I was thinking, this can isn't going to get me bloody drunk. So it's like, there's 12 of us, so you get 12 cans and 3 bottles of wine. Right. Everyone's like pouring the wine in for a thimbleful, and you're like, God, don't drink it all that much. Fuck's sake, man. Come on.
Where's Shree?
He's joining in just a moment. So what I'm going to do before he joins is one of the questions that we've asked everyone in this series is for you, what was the toughest moment in the house? So something that stands out as kind of the most difficult thing for you. So if we start that with you, Isaac, what did you find toughest in the house?
To be honest, I didn't really have a very tough time in the house. I was not there for very long. The toughest thing was, first of all, within my 24 hours, I got called into the Big Brother room, I think about 3 times for, insensitivity or things that I said. And one of the hardest talk that I ever had with Big Brother or whoever that lady was that yelled at you on a chair was
Sharon?
somebody, I don't know. I don't know who she was, but she said, yeah, this is not like the real world. They ration food. And I was like, I can deal with that. And they were like, yeah, there's no booze in the house. And I was like, I'm out.
One can each. I was like, what?
I'll give you 2 cans, please. That was the hardest thing for me, was the 1 can of lager, yeah.
I used to sit in Marcus's lap for a can. He used to go sit in my lap.
I bet you did. I bet you did. Per usual.
So embarrassing. I was like, how long do I have to do this for it?
Hands over here. Come on.
So what about you, Ben Azar? What did you find most difficult? Is there something that stands out? All of it.
It was only 4 days I was in there and I was starving. I was so upset. I just wanted an apple and a cup of tea, and I couldn't. It was like cold beans and cold. It was horrible. I was so like, but it was
like a camp.
It was horrible, wasn't it? Like the cold beans and the cold soup. It was quite miserable. But
they had a microwave, didn't they?
Sorry.
Did they have a microwave in there?
I wasn't allowed.
No.
No, everything was shut up when we first went in. It was the first couple of days, weren't it?
Right, you didn't have my own clothes, you know, not having your own clothes, having to wear this military stuff, no makeup, no shampoo, nothing. It was like hell.
Do they do that on purpose? You know, because a lot of you have said about not having food. Obviously, when I'm hungry, I get really irritable. So do they do that to make some
Yes,
arguments?
they do. So they have, no, but what you do, you have the good month where you pass every task, even though you think we'll definitely fucking fail that. But your first month, you pass everything. Second month, you fail everything. Even though you're like, fucking hell, we'll definitely pass that. Third month, you pass everyone. Like in month 2, my grandma phoned up Endemol and said, you need to feed me grandson. I can see in his eyes that he's crying out for food.
Wow. Oh, bless.
Bless her. God bless her. But but no, they definitely do that. And like, I think the first month you pass everything, everyone's on a high. But what you need to remember is ours was the big brother, the first one after the recession in 2008. So I think they were like cutting corners. They were like, we were cheap. And
ours must have been one of the cheapest houses because every time I watched it, the sofas were comfortable. Everything was it was so uncomfortable. That sofa was itching us in that when we used to wait for the eviction. That sofa was vile.
Remember the nettles that we did on that sports day? Remember the nettles on the sports day? I had to jump in bloody them stings, man.
I had to roll over them plugs.
Oh, I remember the marks.
All the bruises, all on the arse cheeks.
I don't think you would get away with that, you know. I think for human rights, I think
exactly. I could have got them done.
We've got Shree on the call. Can you hear us, Shree?
Yay!
Hey, Shree.
He can hear us. Nice. How are you?
Shree.
Hey, Shree.
Go on, Shree.
How are you?
Where is he? Shree.
J-Ho!
I don't
he can't hear us. We'll come back to you in a moment. So we go back to Hera, because I didn't ask you. What was your toughest moment in the house?
For me, the toughest one was when I had to do that Alice in the Wonderland challenge.
Oh, that was amazing.
That big cake.
Brilliant.
That was so funny.
I was exercising, I was doing everything, and then they give me this cake, and I consume all those calories, and I'm just thinking, why?
That was so funny. That was so funny.
Yes.
Just kept eating it. Oh my god.
I just want to say hello to
Shree.
Shree.
Hi.
Shree.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello, Shree.
Yeah, we're good.
Benazir.
So what
Benazir.
We'll ask you the same questions that we've asked everyone else so far. So
where is Kira? I couldn't able to see. Where? Oh my
you
God!
Have to flick the screen.
Flick the screen. Right.
Flick right on your phone.
Sorry, what I have to do?
Flick the screen right.
Scroll right.
He's fixing
Scroll
it.
Right or right?
Right.
You're not on Tinder. It's
right.
Scrolling right.
You've matched. You've got a
Charlie,
match.
is it Noreen or Noreen?
That's me, man. That's me. Charlie, hello. That's me, not Noreen.
Yeah. Is it Noreen or Noreen?
Huh? Yeah, Noreen's here.
Oh, Noreen's here. Yeah. Noreen's here. Everyone's here. I think all the main ones, I think.
Okay, well, I thought you said Noreen. I believe it's not Noreen.
Hey!
Oh, there you go.
David, Lisa.
Yay!
Mom is there.
How are you, son?
Yay! Nanu.
Shree, I'm gonna cry.
This is completely unfair. Safaya is drinking the wine or whiskey, I don't know, but she's drinking alone. She is not up for us. I don't know why.
Oh, I'm drinking.
Hey, cheers, Noreen. Cheers, everyone.
I'm on the Vim tour.
All right, then. I'm also drinking then.
You guys never been on
Vim tour.
Yeah.
So Hera, was
We all
that
just realized we were drinking.
You've got your down moment.
Right.
Did you finish, Hera?
Oh yeah.
So If we go over to Safia, for you, what was the most difficult moment for you?
I think we all know what my most difficult moment was.
Yeah.
It was my conflict with Sophia, because it was really difficult. I tried to reach out the olive branch. I tried to make peace with her because that's the sort of person I am. But unfortunately, she just wasn't having any of it. And I had to go because I was worried how that could have been perceived. And I was missing the kids madly. Lack of sleep. I just could not sleep in that house. I hadn't slept for 9 days. So that got me a bit crazy as well. And I can remember going in the diary room saying I'm going to go about 4 times before I actually did. And I can remember producers even trying to give me sleeping tablets to sleep. And I didn't want to take them. It was my time to go.
Are you sure, Safia?
I am very sure, definitely. I want to
I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted because we really got on in there.
Me too. Like,
Charlie wasn't. He's been using it against you in this call.
No, only because she's me babe. Like me and Saf comes in seasons loads. Like I love winding her up. Like Saf, when Saf left, I was genuinely gutted. And I mean, Sophia, God rest her soul, she's no longer here. But although she left quite early on, she still made a bit of an impact because we used to say, "Okay, baby, wow." We used to say this. This was
yeah.
Okay, baby, wow. Like, we had this saying throughout the house. So even from when she said it at the beginning to like the very end, so she was still, although she wasn't in the house, she was very much part of the house until the very end. And it is very sad that she's no longer with us, and it's heartbreaking actually. But
well, Charlie, I mean,
if I had to put my money on it at the very start when I went in, I would have said Sophia would have actually won the show if you had stayed the whole way through it.
Wow.
I think your personality and you got on with like pretty much everyone. I know you had the argument, but I think you actually would have won it if you had just stuck it through.
Noreen, you were my little babe there as well. I think you and Lisa, Benazir, I spent a bit of time with you, but you and Lisa were my girls. I'm more of a tomboy, and there were, I like a bit of makeup, but there were a few people in there. You gravitate to your crowd, and we had quite a cool little clique going on there. I just wanted fun. I wanted giggles. I wanted banter, make it a fun place. And it just wasn't going in that direction. So I needed to go.
It was hard.
Can I just say, Sophia, I did meet up with her a few times after. She suffered a lot, like, mentally. And we'd go out to clubs and people would try and, like, put her down and be rude to her because of that conflict. And in the house, like how small it was, and it was, I think the hunger, she wasn't well. I'm not trying to defend what she was saying because I know there was a conflict, but I just think that she got it back when we left and we'd go out. People
she didn't deserve that though. She didn't deserve that. And
you don't deserve that. And people act differently in that situation.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there was ample opportunity for us to make our peace and to enjoy this experience together. And she didn't. And
I don't know why she was up. I don't know what the issue was with, because I was trying to talk to her, but she was not. I didn't understand it. I just didn't get it.
Well, Luis, I just want to raise one thing over here. It's been over a decade and we are all happy and we are all enjoying with our loved ones. And by God's grace, even in this pandemic situation, we are still with our loved ones. But unfortunately, it's karma. I strongly believe in it. And moreover, what I'm gonna say, I can understand what Safia been through in those tough times in the house. However, my strong belief is that whoever Sophia passed away is just because of immaturity, and at the same time she's not that much mingled with everyone.
I don't know who Sophia is, and I don't know her circumstance, but just from an outsider listening into this conversation, it seems like it'd be real cool if we concentrated on the people that showed up today and that are here. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
yeah.
High five,
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yeah,
But rest in
definitely.
peace
I would
to
agree with
Sophia,
you.
though.
I would agree
100%.
with
Yeah,
you, Isaac.
definitely.
Yeah, we
She
got
was
so many
part of it, but
fun
let's
people right now. Come on
Let's
now.
go with Charlie, because
Shree breaker.
I'd actually love to know for you what was the most difficult for you, because you're always so happy-go-lucky. Like,
Me?
yeah,
Absolutely.
Charlie.
I would agree with you.
Oh,
Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
you
what was the toughest
you were
moment for
asking me
you,
or you were asking Oliver?
Yeah.
Charlie? Sorry, he's got a different name on the screen.
This isn't my phone. Oops. No, it's not my phone. Anyway, so
my accent, my American accent. Sometimes when I say Charlie, it sounds a lot like Oliver.
Exactly the same. But listen, anyway, so what was the question, Lewis?
What did you find the toughest in your experience in the house?
The toughest. Oh my God, was probably being away from. I think my niece was born. My mum's still in hospital now, and being away from my family, I think, was the main thing. Like I said in August, obviously I missed like quite a lot of like stuff that was happening, but like it was mainly my family. Like I'm a very family person, family, friends, and stuff like that. So that was really hard for me, I think. But I was really enjoying the experience. I'd made new friends and all of that, so it was rewarding, I think, in that sense, you know.
And what about you, Noreen? What did you find toughest in the house?
I think it was like Lisa and somebody else that used to snore so bad.
It's not about Noreen, maybe with Rodrigo.
Lisa, it was Lisa. It was literally
Lisa. And I felt so bad because I get really narky then. When
You woke me up in the night, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to hold their nose and stuff like that. Like, so I used to get so annoyed by it. But then I was sleeping, and then it was the I think it was like just missing my best friends and my family. My niece was born 4 days into going into the house. That was really sad as well. I didn't get to see that. So it was mainly just the sleep and missing my friends. I kept begging them to bring some of my friends in, and then they brought Isaac in. I was like, woo!
Not good. They're like, she's like, send another one. Just give like a grade or.
You both seem to get on really well. Like on this call, like you're very friendly with one another after all these years.
Why not?
So well, we got Shree here now. I want to ask you, what did you find toughest in the house?
For me?
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't found any toughest moment in the house. Only toughest moment is heartthrob with Noreen. That's the only thing I can say.
I was going to say. Because you so liked that. You so liked her though, Shree.
Well,
you did like Noreen.
I could say only two things in the house, the best memories. Apart from Charlie, Chris, Carly, Sophie, and Rodrigo, the most emotional bondings which I have been connected with, the first one is my English mom, Lisa, and the second one is with Noreen. Because with the Noreen, she is both in and out. She's very straightforward. That's what I have found in the house. But unfortunately, day by day, I have found myself that I'm pain in the ass for her. But later on, after I've been evicted, I do realize when she kissed Shiva and Isaac came, and later on she got married. Now she's blessed with 2 kids. I'm so happy for her wherever she be.
That's lovely. That's lovely, Shree.
Yes, that's really nice. I like that.
You've grown up. And do you know what? It's like, I think that, like, if you have a crush on someone in the house, I mean, you was young then, and it must have been hard for you because you did have feelings for her and you did really like her, and there's many times I used to talk to you and, I used to try and say, like, but there's nothing to be embarrassed about now. You're going to find people attractive in there. And
hey!
Sapnin! How are you?
I'm Donald. Yes.
How are we?
Good.
There he is.
How are you?
Chris!
Amazing to have you join us. What we'll do is, because we've asked everyone a few questions, if I come to you in just a moment, I'll ask you the same question that we've asked everyone.
Well,
surely you've got better ones for me than everybody else. No.
Hello, Chris.
Chris!
I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I take your order.
No, we are all scream for the Sophie scream. Because Sophie is not pregnant in the house. Sophie is pregnant at the outside the house.
Just put on a bit of timber. We all know it. That's all it was.
So
Let's
what
not go there. Let's not go there.
We'll go to David.
I love your beard, by the way, Chris.
Yeah, it looks nice.
He looks very smart. David, we'll go over to you now. What was the toughest moment for you in the house?
I think probably entering on day 44 were like, because obviously, you know, halfway housemates, they don't really do very well. And just like running out of stuff. You know, I like to have stuff in my cupboards, me. And when you're starting to run out of stuff, you're getting desperate. Where's your next slice of toast coming from? And Big Brother will not feed you. So, like, I was so starving. And then it made me so happy. And I just thought, Lisa, we've got a loaf of bread. Let's just make it last a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we
live,
did, don't we?
Just to live on £1 a day, it's so difficult in there. And obviously, we smoked as well. All we used to drink tea and smoke. Which really, that's all I do now. I just drink tea. All right, Chris.
Lisa,
yes.
What did you find most difficult? Because like we spoke a long time on the phone this week, and I always loved you in the house just because you didn't take any nonsense. For a fan's point of view, you were just the perfect housemate. But was there anything that you found kind of difficult?
Gosh, what's that? You know what?
I just find it difficult understanding through their accent, to be honest with you.
Come on.
No, I think the bus when they put them things. I think when they put them things on my them buses.
Don't say angel.
No, not really. I don't know really. Did I find anything? Just I think running out of tea bags and cigarettes for me, weren't it?
Yeah. Well, we've got Chris. Chris, I'm going to ask you kind of everything that we've asked people already. So first of all, I asked everyone what made them want to actually kind of take. Well, what was your first reaction? Sorry, to going into the house, seeing your housemates for the first time. Did you find
fell in love
tough?
with so many girls? That's what happened to Chris.
That's the
heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker. She's
a heartbreaker. He is so good looking though. He's so good looking.
He's not denying it either.
He's a handsome man. He's a handsome man.
He was handsome in the house though. He's just developed even better.
He was. That's why I picked him, because I knew when we won that test, of course they pushed everybody out the way for me to grab that phone. But when they said who do you want to bring in, it was between Saf and Chris. But I knew that the women would love him, and we did get on. So we were looking at each other. Yeah. So
I think it's hard. Like going back to what you asked there before, I think when you go in, there's no way you can plan for what happens when you go in there, like at all. You don't know who you're going to be friends with. I think straight away the connection was with me and Lisa, Saf and Charlie, really. Noreen had her eyebrows shaved off, so she wasn't that appealing. But I mean, I think you learn an awful lot. I feel like we were so out of our comfort zone. I think people that you initially would just walk away from in the street, people, misconceptions of different people, they go out the window when you're in there. You just get to know people on a level. I mean, Benazir was gutted when Benazir left really early. David, I missed David going in and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, you do cling on to a few people. Saf leaving early was a massive, massive blow for all of us.
I met Chris at the audition briefly.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And then I think I can't believe, I remember seeing people crying when they'd lost a housemate 3 or 4 days in, and I was sobbing. Me and Charles, remember going to the room when Saf left? We put Saf's t-shirt on the back of our chair at eviction. Smelling her clothes. Do you know what I mean? It's so surreal. Nothing can compare. Prepare yourself for it.
But Chris, I was the same when you left. Like, because when you, I think
you all wore black. You wore black for
I was gutted.
It felt to me. Everybody I got close with.
One second. Lewis, I just want to raise one point over here.
Oh, here he is, interrupting again. Go on, Shree.
You know what I mean? Fucking hell. In the middle of talking, never mind.
Did a bit you harder with that rope, with that skipping rope. You should have done him harder, Charles.
No, it's called Shree analysis.
No, but honestly, but like,
time. Please give some Shree time. Okay.
How is Shree? The Shree show. Go on.
No. The best part in the show is what's his name? Half it, yeah. I believe. I don't know his full name by the way.
Freddie.
I think he's a politician now.
Is he?
Oh.
Be Prime Minister next.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson's best friend.
Bless UK. All right. What I'm saying is, whenever he see Chris, good morning, good evening, good morning, and good evening in the house. So, and Chris was having a very beautiful time with Freddie, I can say.
Yeah, very close.
Like
I think Shree's just pissed.
Keep it down there, Shree.
You want Shree? Come on.
Better man now.
It's the time difference. Stop being a bitch.
He's just
I've got to say something here, right? We are absolutely useless at sorting anything out. So big shout out.
Oh my God! Thank you, Chris. I've said this for like Chris, me and you were living in London at one point, and I was like, "Come and see us, let's meet up." It never happened. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on, man.
We did it once. I remember we did it once.
Oh, you come to me in Chiswick. You come to me with Chiswick.
Yeah, and everyone was watching us. We run through each other like slow-mo through the station.
Didn't you have a rose? Didn't you have a rose?
I had a rose, yeah. I had a rose.
He had a fucking rose for us. I was like, no, but seriously, like honestly, because like I said, when you, Saf were gone, and then obviously then I felt like then Carly went the week after you, which I loved her. Yeah. Then Noreen went, and I just felt like everybody was
dropping.
Everybody that like I was really, really close with was gone. But obviously I was closer with everyone. But like it was one of those. And then when you went, I remember even because Sophie was close with you, and then I was close to you as well. So when like all the masks came in, I remember. Like we slept with Sapphire and you in the bed. I had Chris and Saf in the bed with us, like the big heads.
Pandora's box.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've still got my Charlie. We've still got your suitcase.
Do you know what? It's somewhere. Like I've moved house
I've
a million
still got
times.
mine.
Wow. I've got mine, but mine is signed by because I went to Michelle from like Big Brother like many years before from Newcastle. So I went to her wedding. And I got the case signed by Nadia, Marco, Michelle, and Kinga. So my case is signed by everybody from every year. But
Kinga should have just signed you a champagne bottle, pal.
Shut up. Hey, she's my friend. Stop being mean.
If it's signed, get it.
What will us next if everyone's got
no, if you can't get it up, you get it down. Is that what they say?
Nice.
I'm joking. Not that I'm joking.
Why don't you ask some questions for Hira?
Shree. You do that privately.
Go on, Luke.
We're going to ask everyone, what was your favourite, funniest moment? So is there something that stands out as like you just laugh every time you think about it, going back to your time in a house? So starting with Isaac, is there something that you just kind of always remember as being funny? Clearly not.
Is that leaving?
Yeah.
I didn't like it was an overwhelming experience for you then.
Honestly, the funniest thing was probably when I watched Big Brother stuff on YouTube that I was on, that I didn't know I was on. And yeah, I was used to a different kind of reality where you knew when there's moments and there's fighting, like that's going to be on TV, but your normal time, 23 hours a day, is not going to be on TV. But the Big Brother house was all eyes on you all the time. There was Big Brother After Dark and Big Brother this, that, and the other. So like I was used to in the bathroom, that's a safe zone. There's no cameras in the bathroom. And I'm not speaking for anybody else.
I think there was.
Hey, Daddy's back, and that's that.
Bathroom being my private domain, my kingdom, if you will. But not in the Big Brother house. They still air that shit and promote it. So I got to see myself in the bathroom on YouTube, which was fun. There was actually,
you could have been doing worse stuff, mate. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Just making bubbles.
Okay. What about for you, Ben Azar? What was the funniest moment? Something that stands out that just kind of cracks you up when you think about it?
So Shree and Sophia used to always argue. Like we were like the half house people. So Shree and Sophia arguing, and like he would say things to her like, "You little monkey," and she'll be like, "Shree, you know that's racist," and he'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And just the way Shree is, it was just so funny. Like, I think I laughed through most of my time in there. It was so hilarious. Shree made me laugh so much.
I forgot how funny Shree was until I've watched clips back, and then you forget how funny that he was, because he would just drop a bombshell. You're like, oh my God, as if you just said that.
Well, I'll tell you something, right? Well,
Here we go.
Come on, Shree. I've got my popcorn.
Sorry, I'm allowed to say something or no?
Yeah, go on.
Go on, Shree. Go on.
Go on, Shree. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm joking.
The most funniest thing in the house, which I remember all my lifetime, is when Charlie come up to me and says that the color of my hair should be like something
orange.
I don't know. He dyed my hair brown and ginger.
No, didn't it go ginger?
Yeah.
Shree, all I can say is I was an aspiring hairdresser. I used to, because when the straighteners got turned off, I was straightening Sophie's hair with frying pans.
Moreover, being a sacred cow Hindu boy who come to England to pursue his master's degree, he never know what kind of lifestyle in the UK, but in the house, one stupid who changed my hair into ginger, and he was saying that this is going to be very dark, this is going to be very good, this is going to be something, and finally the Chris.
What did I use on it? What was it? What did I use on your hair, Shree? Because surely they wouldn't have given us bleach. Did we have bleach in the house? Look, you can see I bleached my own hair. See, I bleached my hair during lockdown. Look, Shree. This time it's meant to turn out, look.
Moreover, for the token, they told me that if we want to send Shree out, can we get this token, please?
Yes.
Do that for you.
No, it's when we were in the diary room, Charles.
With the black hair, yeah, with the black hair. Because you can't go out with
the diary
orange
room,
hair,
and you
can
said, listen, if we get a token for alcohol, we'll give you Shree, and basically just walk out of here.
No, I didn't. Shut up. You're in the buses. I don't remember this. Chris, you've got a memory like an ox, and I can't remember these things. No, but I do remember that. I do remember the orange hair.
I do remember. When I do remember, why not Chris, you idiot?
What about your when we caught you with the skipping rope and we cut your eye? They never put that on TV.
They didn't. They had stitches, didn't you?
Honestly, Lewis.
No,
we had a skipping rope and we were going for it, and it flipped out and it caught Shree, and a trickle of blood went down his eye. He had a scar.
But it wasn't me, because if you remember, I can jump. I didn't realise I can actually jump really high. And I jumped over, and someone jumped over and hit it, and it just whiplashed. It hit him in the eye, and he went, then there was loads of blood, and we were like, blood. Why didn't they show that?
Still it's there.
Oh my God, shit, that is really bad. Shree, I'm so sorry. I made your life hell. I'm just realised, I'm sorry.
Was it never shown?
No need to say sorry.
Never shown on TV.
That was like the biggest moments.
It was funny.
What about the mask? What about the mask with the big conch nose, like that Venetian mask? That I forgot his name.
That's what he said. He nominated me every week because of that.
Of like costumes that he'd lent from his friend. It was like something from the National History Museum, and he got his case and he bought it out, and it was like Pandora's box.
Is that your favourite moment?
Yeah,
but do you know what's that?
Big like gimp mask with this big nose, prancing around, and then every night at like 10 o'clock, the shutters come down in the bedroom, and Charlie had the mask. Phantom of the Opera mask with the nose up, and it broke the mask, didn't it?
No, because he nominated me. Do you know why? Because he said Charlie hasn't spoken to us all week. as soon as my suitcase arrived, because I literally, because no disrespect to Siavash, because Siavash, well, I am a fickle person, but I literally, he's not my cup of tea. There was nothing about him that I found interesting. So as soon as I seen the suitcase, I was like, oh my God! Then I got the mask.
You went to someone for the clothes. That's so materialistic.
But then I tied the mask on, and I tied it really tight. And I went, oh shit! I was like, this shit broke. I was like, fuck. It was literally, it was really risky. It had to go back to the museum. That's why he nominated us, because he nominated me. Listen, I haven't watched anything back, but he nominated me every single bloody week.
No, he's paying off
every
those
single
debts.
week.
And the costume.
Wow. I'm probably, he's mopping
the museum.
I'll tell you what, Hera, I better go back to you because I've got lost with thinking about Shree getting hit with this skipping rope. So what's the funniest moment for you during your time in the house?
Well, I think when they asked me to do some entertainment, I think we had to come up with
talent show.
Yeah,
that talent show, that was the best.
You can to go ahead.
You can.
Oh, it was brilliant.
You can.
Go
ahead and try.
Oh God, you remember it?
How about that cake? How about the cake?
Eat the cake is Alice in Wonderland. I remember that.
I was meant to be Alice, I was meant to be Alice, but I said, no, I'm the queen of people's hearts. I'd rather be the queen of hearts. And then you were like, there was chocolate cake. I was like, I should have been the bloody fucking Alice. I was like, shit, why wasn't it Alice? Should have been me. But never mind. Never mind.
Anybody remember?
That was funny, Hera.
Does anybody remember when Shree made us bacon sandwiches and we were all like, woohoo!
Oh,
and it was raw.
Yeah,
and it was raw.
Bacon. Oh,
no.
I remember
a bacon sandwich.
Do you not remember? I can remember Lisa's phrase. Lisa went,
"Oh yeah,
baby, these aren't cooked, baby. These aren't cooked."
Baby, these are raw. These are raw, Chris, these are raw, babe.
Yeah, he bought the bread out. He went, "Here's your bacon sandwich," and I looked because I like to see how my bacon is, and I went, "Shree, it's raw."
Baby, it's not cooked.
Louis. You need to realize that, Louis, one thing I want to say, we never touched any cow or a beef or anything over here.
You don't do pork.
No, we didn't kill anything ourselves.
No, but you made bacon butter.
Whether it is cooked or not.
Yeah, I love it, mate. I love you so. I love hearing your voices, actually. I've missed it.
Yeah, it's good.
So, Hera, was that your kind of favourite, funniest moment?
Actually, not a favourite one, but I found it quite funny because I was right after I came out of the house, I was in River Island, the store, and someone just came up to me and she's like, "Oh, are you Hera?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Could you please sing that song for me?" And I was like, "Oh."
No, you can. So go ahead and try. Yeah. Hope you got discount here at River Island.
Yeah.
I wish.
And what about you, Safia? What was your kind of funniest moment that you always look back with fondness?
The pool. It's got to be.
Oh, yeah, the pool. The pool.
Unbelievable.
So we had this little
Safia gets
swimming
splashed
pool
down.
that was not opened for like 5 days, and every day we'd say, "Is it getting warmer? Is it getting warmer?"
We thought it was a sand pit. I thought it was a sand pit.
So I'm going, "Oh, Charlie, it's getting warm. It's getting warm." And then he goes to push me, and then I fall head first, and then I can just imagine Shree going, "Saf, the microphone."
You couldn't breathe when you come up there, could you, Saf? You couldn't. I remember
she come up, she was like water coming out of her mouth. The funny thing was, but do you know when you were a kid and you used to do something wrong? And I literally, because I thought, I broke my phone, I'm going to get kicked out, So I literally thought I was going to get kicked out. When you got out the pool and I knew the microphone was broken, I was sitting there thinking they're going to call us to the house. They're going to call us to the diary room. I'm going to get kicked out now.
That's amazing.
Louis, all I can say one thing. The most thing which makes me more remember all the time in my lifetime, as soon as I out from the house, the first person who came to meet me personally to my house is Safaya. She came to my university. She
I
cheered
came
me
to
up.
the uni, remember me? I came as well. Shree, remember
I
me? Coming?
do. I
I was
do.
on the
First,
stage.
Charlie. I
Wait,
came
be
first.
patient. Be patient. Be patient. I'm
Be
going to
patient.
say.
It's not all about you. You made it to the final. I had 10
It's
days.
all about you,
Well,
drama
exactly.
queen.
Well, listen, Shree, I'm really sorry. Saf, I'm sorry if you left after 10 days. Love, how can I go and see him? I was in the house. As soon as I left, I was by his side. I was by his side.
Listen. I can understand you are missing Rodrigo. He will be joined very soon. But
Rebecca.
anyway.
Rebecca, not
Rebecca
Rodrigo,
was
Rebecca.
Right. The Louis, the very first thing outside the house, I have seen the reality of the house is first thing is with Sapphire. She came down to the university and we spent good time and she took me to her hometown.
You had nothing else to do, Shree. She was out 10 days in.
She was trying to make friends for life.
Jesus, couldn't sell a story for love and money on me. She had to go to.
She took me to her hometown as well. She did that with everybody. Saf, you little mix. You told me I was special.
Please, I have a huge respect till today for Sapphire. She's like one of the connecting one to me. Who can only connect should not disconnect. That is Sapphire.
Oh, Shree.
Very true.
We had
Let's
a good
go
time,
over to
didn't
someone
we?
else
The
that you
second
were
most
connected
important
with.
thing.
Yeah, sorry, Luke. Go on, Luke.
Does me clock look like I've got a halo on? Does me clock look like I'm Jesus?
Yeah, it does.
Look like a Victorian wench.
I just put you on mute, Shree, just while I asked Noreen a question. Noreen, what was your funniest moment?
Oh, you're such an idiot. Okay, then take care. Bye.
Good night, Shree. Love you.
I don't even remember. I'm trying to think. The whole bacon thing was definitely really funny. But then, do you remember that time that we had that big candy thing, the task, where we all just decided, fuck it, we're just going to throw all the candy and eat all the candy?
The ice cream one.
The ice cream.
Yeah,
ice cream task.
That was quite good.
Can anyone remember when we ran through the runs? Am I imagining that?
That's when me and David was out.
Didn't we start throwing things in the pool, like the mingle and stuff? Yeah. We threw everything in the pool. I'm sure we did.
Yeah,
do you remember? That was good.
I can't remember that.
I was thinking that. I was thinking.
Chris, what about you? Because you were really entertaining to watch because you were just a lad in there having fun. And like you liked banter, you liked having a laugh. So what was the funniest moment for you? Is there something that stands out?
There was one that they put on telly, and there was one they never put on. And the one that they put on was when they had some stocks in. We were doing a medieval task, and they put some stocks in.
Wasn't that the dance? Was that the Queen? Remember?
Yeah, you were the Queen, and we had to perform the dance. Yeah. So
me and Charlie had the dance
routine. And then Rodrigo, Rebecca, when he was in there, he said, Chris, Charlie, how did the stocks work? So I'll show you. And there was a zip tie that someone had left hanging around, and we put him in the stock. Remember, Charles?
Yeah, we were terrible. No, Leg was always in the diary room trying to get me chucked out.
I put the zip tie in and left him there, and he's going, help, help, help. I can remember Charlie went behind him and pulled his dress up, and he stumbled onto it because the cameras were right behind it. That was one of them. And then there's so many. Obviously, Safford in the pool was hilarious. There was loads, but then there was one that never put in. Do you remember, Charles? We wrestled Rodrigo into an old sheet or duvet cover and put him in a duvet cover, and we both picked him up and went to swing him in the pool. And
this is Big Brother.
The fear in Big Brother's voice. This is Big Brother. They thought he was going to drown. We weren't going to really put him in. They were panicking, really panicking.
That's awful.
They were standouts. But
no wonder.
That would have been so.
Well, I think it was probably classed Lewis's attempted murder.
Like we put some bricks in. We didn't mention we put some bricks in as well.
Yeah, which sinks straight to the bottom.
No, that's actually. Do you know what? Yeah.
I was going to say the best thing about tonight is when other housemates are talking about stuff that you've done, and you can see in your face that you're just remembering what happened. And I think you're kind of.
I forget. But the funny thing is, all I can remember is when I got out. My dad met Rodrigo, and he said, "I really like him," but he said he was always in the diary room trying to get you chucked out. But he was because he did I was on my knees begging. I was like, please just leave me alone. I'm begging you. And I went to the diary room. I went, everyone's just going to see us arguing and bit. Because I literally said, he was in the garden and everywhere I went, it was it. And I was like, oh God, okay, that's it. So I went, guys, I'm going to cook the dinner. I can't fucking even cook. But I was like, I'm going, because the rule was, when you're cooking, no one comes in the kitchen. So I'm cooking the evening meal at 3 p.m. So he comes and sits in the kitchen. I'm like, we just go away. Why are you following us around? And like, he just followed us around everywhere. And I was like, in the diary room saying, I just want to like leave us alone. I don't know why he won't leave us alone. But like, we've become really, really close. But I did actually get him back a few times. And this is really bad. I don't know why I'm telling you this. But there's a few things that I did do. And one of them was, God, why am I telling you this? I'm going to tell you this anyway. But I don't even think Rebecca, I know you said Rachel. Rebecca knows this. But listen, so so basically we'd had an argument as normal. So I had a bath, right? And I filled it full of bubbles. And I had a wank in the bath. And I went, oh, Rodrigo, I've left the water for you.
No, you did not.
Good for the skin.
Listen, on my mum's leg. So I literally, but I was so annoyed. I was like, oh. So I literally just had, but the thing is, but I filled it full of bubbles. Like you couldn't see it moving. And I just shut my eyes and pretended I was just like sleeping. I wasn't fucking sleeping. And then I literally done my business in the bath. And I went, Rodrigo, I've left the water for you. And then he was in the bath, washing.
Milky body bath.
On your business in the bath.
After that, and then I left the water for Rodrigo. I went, Rodrigo, I've left the water for you. Literally, his skin the next day was fucking glowing. But seriously, but I also remember with Rodrigo, there was another thing. When we had this big party, I think it was a 10th party thing.
Yeah.
And there was this huge beanbag. And I did throw him on the floor, and I was on this beanbag for about 4 minutes. It probably was about 1 minute. It felt like 4. And he jumped up going, he tried to kill me like this. And he pop on the diary room door, and he tried to get us thrown out again. And I was like, yeah,
Charlie, you've never lasted 4 minutes, mate. I don't know what you're on.
It was about 1 minute. But anyways, but honestly, I wish Rebecca had come on the call, actually, which is...
Yeah.
We reached out.
She's in Rio.
But Lisa, what about for you? What was something that stands out as your favourite moment?
When me and Dave went out the house. When me and Dave.
On the bus.
There's so many. There's so many. Like I remember, I asked Shree if he had any washing powder, and he gave me I was washing my clothes in. It wasn't travel. I think it was. I can't remember. He gave me something, and I thought it was like some stuff to wash my clothes in. It totally wasn't that. I can't remember what it was. Probably hair gel. I can't remember, but I don't. There's so many. Let me think. I think when Shree was naked, when Charlie and Chris grabbed the dressing gown off him, and he had to hide and he was running around with no clothes on, and he was just covering his bits. That was funny. I remember that.
Why can I not remember any of these things?
And
it was your can of cocktail.
And what else? Well, funny. Oh God, there was so much that happened. It was just like, I mean, I think we all had a great experience in there.
Yeah.
And it's great to see everyone because they've matured now. Because they were only young. I remember Big Brother always calling me and going, "Make sure they've got suntan cream on, Lisa. Make sure they're doing this, Lisa." So I went, "They ain't going to listen to me. I'm not the mom. They're going to do."
I think I had baby oil on. I used to put baby oil on.
That was it, and I had to bring out loads of sun protector. I was going to put these on. They were just.
How old were you when you went in?
41. I'm 52 now.
No way.
You're incredible.
Lisa, you look bloody amazing.
Look amazing.
52.
But oh my God, you're such a little babe. Do you know what though? But Lisa, I often think of you because me and you were so close. Like we were so close in the house, and we always say we're going to meet up. But we
never do.
And I say the same with Chris. We need to sort it out.
Do you know what? At the end of the day, I would love to meet each and every one of you, and I know a lot of you are on my Facebook. And it's like, with work and stuff, and you say, yeah, I'll come down. It's just finding the time. And then when you're off, somebody else is at work. And, I just wish that we could all just have,
if there's one man that can sort it, it's Lewis Nichols can sort it.
Shree.
Lewis, we'll give you a fee. Get us all together.
Let's we'll go to the man.
Oh,
at the
Noreen,
centre
Noreen.
of it.
I couldn't hear you properly.
Remember Noreen organised that thing? Where's Noreen? You
Yeah.
remember when Noreen organised that bloody thing?
In
I
Ireland.
often think about that. Was
Ireland,
good.
yeah, that was
Had
amazing.
such a laugh.
That
But
was
Noreen,
amazing.
my other half's
Louis.
from Ireland, so I'm always there. And I promise you, because we speak all the time, Noreen, when I'm next in Ireland, I was meant to be going for Easter, but it got cancelled because of this bloody virus. Next time I'm there, because we're going via Rosslare, we'll go back out via Dublin. I'm going to come and see you. Definitely.
Should we do a
Noreen,
little bit of an
Noreen.
Irish long weekend?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll organise it if you want.
Noreen, you tried to
Isaac?
get everything for free, didn't you? I remember you got everything for free, but then aren't I kind of to blame for you having children with a Scouser?
Yes.
Oh, is you the
So did you know this, Lou?
Isaac's got his hand up.
Make me a match.
So yeah, so
Isaac
basically,
actually organises parties, so he should be doing the organising.
yeah. So there was Noreen. Was it? He was a friend with Dale. So basically, there was a lad, Dale and Stu, from the year before.
Yeah.
And we organised a Big Brother BB Hunks or something daft like that. And we went to Liverpool, and that's where you met your fellow, wasn't it, Noreen?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that, yeah, the rest is history.
Way.
Isaac, you had your hand up then. Let's go over to Isaac.
I had my hand up for a while, yeah.
Oh,
What's
sorry,
up?
Isaac. Just shout. Everyone else does.
Just say, Daddy's back, and we'll all go, word.
It's your chips.
Go on, Isaac.
Yay.
So I actually own a travel company,
Right?
and we
I love
do.
you.
Free holiday.
I love you. I love you. I've always have.
Friends rates.
Yeah, friend rates.
Right, come on, Isaac. Come on.
Sorry.
All right, so I actually did organize for my season of the Real World trip just for everybody, where we went to a cool place, a unique place, saw one of the coolest festivals on the planet. And if everybody actually was serious, it's really nothing for me to put together just a group trip to something that's awe-inspiring and awesome around the planet.
Yeah.
And maybe even film the shit out of it.
I'm up for that.
Listen, we'd have gone to Weatherspoons, mate, but yeah, that's cool.
I'm happy with that. I want to go
Might have
somewhere
to
nice.
throw in some laps
As long as
for
it's
fans.
fun. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing, Isaac, if you can organise that.
It's easy for
That'd
me
be
to
awesome.
easy for me.
Wow.
Let's do it.
We've lost David. We'll hopefully get him back in a minute, but let's pop over to Shree, who seems to be the centre of everyone's funniest moment. So I'd like to ask you, what was your funniest moment?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like to speak now, Shree.
For a change.
The most funniest moment is I went into the garden room, and I was being out, and I asked Charlie, I guess, how is the weather? He's saying it tastes like chlorine. I said it tastes like Noreen. He said, okay.
Oh, you and your one-liners, Shree, you were so cheesy. You were so cheesy. But it was just like the things you would come out with. You were like so comical. I liked it.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Very good.
Look,
Very good.
Louis, I will tell you something. Basically, my roots are from India. Maybe it's just like watching a movie like Lost of Translation, or sometimes it's just like a Taz the Van Wilder movie you can see. Sometimes I do.
Lewis is like, what?
Right. When he's saying to me, it tastes chlorine. I said, how can it taste like Noreen? Okay, right.
You are too funny, Shree.
Lewis, I think you had to be there to get it.
Shree, you're over here, Big Brother legend.
No,
the next,
Saf, you
the
don't
next
get it.
more,
Noreen.
No, honestly, I didn't get that.
Noreen.
Then the next most funniest moment is they told me through the talcum powder, and they told me that if you want to get Noreen, put on her the powder. The Charlie told me that. As soon as I went to the bedroom, I put the talcum powder on her face. She was saying that, oh, please.
Shree, this isn't like your private dream, imagination. This actually happened.
Yeah, did this actually happen? Because I don't remember seeing this on the show.
I don't think I said these things.
The best thing I remember about Shree, I don't know if anyone else remembers it, is when we were doing the running races outside and we were all competing on who was the fastest. And he got so angry. Marcus was beating him every time. I mean, me, Charlie, everyone, Noreen was egging him on. No, you'll have it this time. You're beating this time. I go, so wound up.
Listen.
That's the first time I see you aggy, that is.
Louis, in reality, I want to tell you something. Most of the people, they do believe it's a reality show and everything is real. However, Marcus is such a kind of a person. However, he is mature than everybody else over here. He's quite near to age of Lisa's. But that guy, he never didn't brush his teeth.
Let it go, let it go.
The second thing, he never took his shower properly. Whenever he want to take shower,
Shree, stop it.
It's not the diary room, Shree. You can't vote him out, mate. Go on.
I vote Marcus because he doesn't use enough soap. Stop being mean about Marcus.
Moreover, that guy, he's always with the same, I don't know, the brief or what you call.
Breath.
You're literally just roasting Marcus.
Look at Venezia. Look at Venezia. She does know what I'm talking about. Right? He never takes any.
I think we got to leave it there.
Shree, I think the Big Brother fans, they're going to love you for this because you just out of nowhere have a savage rant about someone and then it goes so personal. Yeah, I didn't like it.
I love how he goes, Lewis, hold on, Lewis.
But my thing is only one thing.
There's more.
Not that much like cleansing or cleanliness. How comes Noreen sat on his lap? How comes Noreen sat on his lap? This is my question to Noreen. How comes you sat on his lap when he's not that much? Hygiene. He doesn't brush his tooth. He takes
Shree,
come on, Shree.
Because we're running out of time, we're going to ask everyone one more question.
Okay.
Which is,
I think Shree's had enough.
Is what about life after the house now? So since leaving the house, what have you all been up to, and what do you do now for work? So starting with Isaac.
Well, I guess I touched on it a little bit before. I own and operate and run the Bucket List Club. It's a travel company. We take small group tours to the coolest events and festivals on the planet when and where they happen, aka Running of the Bulls, Oktoberfest, Time New Year's, Time Travel New Year's, whatever. And we have a lot of fun doing it. We just go see weird shit all over the planet. A little microcosm family of a community, and we live life and have a good time. And hey, if anybody wants to sign up for,
I'm up for it.
I'm on there. Sign me up.
Count me in, Isaac. I mean it.
They're all going to Instagram you later. Oh, you were my favourite in there. We never talk as much as we should have. Try and get hold of it.
I actually loved Isaac. I was gutted when he left. I actually genuinely was. I thought he was a really nice guy.
Stop trying to get VIP
free holiday.
Just because you know he owns a travel company, Charlie.
Charlie was Charlie and Lisa were my favorite.
Thank you. No, I genuinely, when you left,
Noreen, Charlie, and Lisa were my favorite.
Thank you. No, same. Yeah, I was genuinely gutted when you left because then Noreen went not long after, and I was gutted when I lost you both. But yeah, no, I'm being serious. It's
nice to see you on a holiday right now.
Big brother.
Remember me.
Big brother, Bali.
Shut up, geeks.
We've got geeks. Azar, what about you? What's life been like since leaving the house? What do you do now for work? And yeah, how's everything going?
Well, I fell in love, had 3 kids.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've got 3 kids under 7. And then he cheated on me, he left me, and now I'm single, turned 40, and I'm like on OnlyFans, and I'm like, ooh.
OnlyFans.
Amazing.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've got a new lease of life since I've turned 14. I've had 3 kids. So
and then what about your video?
Sorry?
Your video is not visible.
Is it not?
It's frozen.
Benazar, do you know, that started off as the nicest. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Then, and then just dropped the bombshell and ended that kind of fairy tale. But you look
I know, but you know what, though? But listen.
Yeah,
I respect Benazir so much.
For a mum of 3, 40 years old.
You're amazing. Go on, Benny.
Yeah, you look
Go on,
incredible.
Benny. Literally.
Thank you.
Benny, you've got an amazing body. You're a beautiful person. You've done so well. At the end of the day, you've got 3 beautiful babies as well. I think at the end of the day,
it's all frozen.
like, what a day. It's their loss, I would say, anyway.
The only thing is, Benazir, you got me in trouble the other day because I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and your arse was on the screen. My missus was like, "Oh, what are you on here?" But don't worry, it's Benazir.
We're friends.
Just scrolling.
Yeah,
sure. Not going to be on the screen for a while.
Yeah. It froze just like now. It's not my fault.
Scrolling in the bathroom, that's all.
I'll just go to the toilet with my friend Benny.
There you go. Got to go over to Hera now. What's kind of life been like for you now, and what do you do for work?
Well, I have been doing modeling, and I have been.
Yes.
I mean, I was flying a lot to Pakistan and stuff as well, so I have been modeling in the UK and Pakistan. And very recently, I mean, a year ago, that I started choreographing fashion shows as well. So I'm a choreographer.
Yeah, well done.
And I am.
Hold on a second. You're being modest here. She is a huge model, like literally huge.
I know.
Tell by the fans.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
I know, Beyonce.
You're beautiful.
Like, I just do a bit of modeling.
Look at the fans.
Just a little bit of this, little bit of that. No, Hera, you are beautiful. I follow everything you're doing, and you're amazing.
You are.
You're so beautiful. But like, can I just say one thing, Hera? Like, honestly, when you were in the house, you were just. I thought you were just like, you had the biggest heart. You were literally just, you're like a little doll. You're just so petite, just so lovely. But you're just the nicest. Honestly, you've got the purest heart that I've ever seen. Honestly,
she has.
Let you know that. Literally, there's not a bad bone in your body. And I just think everything that you're doing now, I'm following and watching, and I think you deserve everything. You're doing amazing. So I'm so I'm so proud of you. You're doing amazing.
She isn't offering a free holiday, by the way.
Definitely.
I'm sorry. Scrap
your bones.
Shut up. I'm actually a nice person. You cheeky swine.
I spoke to you this week, and it was a lot of fun. But well,
cheeky swine.
Safia, what about you?
So my children, firstly, I'm my mum. My daughter just passed a driving test yesterday. She's off to university. We get her results tomorrow. Elsie is 12. I currently work within a global skincare company, and I'm an engagement expert. And I've recently got engaged to my Mr. Big.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And you will be coming to the wedding, all of you.
Beautiful.
I do my bridesmaid, remember? Have you forgot?
No, babe. You are my best woman.
Babe.
Noreen,
you're my bridesmaid, you know that, so
I know that, and you're going to be my best woman.
I'm living a very normal life. I've got 2 kids, a boy that's 8 and he's mad about football, and a little 4-year-old girl, and she's just
beautiful.
No.
And then I do laser therapy, so I do like skin, hair, all like skin treatment. So quite normal. And I'm with my partner Jamie, then, who I met through Chris for 10 years. Yeah. Which is
amazing. Well, we'll go over to Chris. Do you know what? This is genuine now. You look like you could play a new James Bond. Like, on the show, I wouldn't have said that 10 years ago, but now, like Lisa said, you've turned into this model, looked really good. So what's life been like for you?
Oh, God, I wouldn't say that. I think you're only as old as the woman you're feeling, so that's why I got myself first.
At least she's very beautiful as well.
Yeah, she is. I'm
so happy, Chris.
Stunning.
Yeah, you did.
Nicer than the last one, anyway.
Is she giving away a free holiday?
So yeah, so we ran. Well, I went and worked for Boohoo for a while and tried to launch selfie sticks that everyone saw, and had a blast at that, and sort of chased the limelight again and again and again until it was not worth it. And then now I've returned back home to Shrewsbury, my hometown, with a lovely girl. Just got our first house together, and currently
Beautiful.
renovating. So
Congrats.
I'm late off the call, so it's normality is definitely my happy place, and I'm sorry.
Good.
That's amazing.
Good.
I love that.
Good.
Normality.
And
Yeah.
Shree, what about yourself? What's life been like for you? I mean, I spoke to you earlier, and I know that there's some big news coming for you as well in September.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I don't want to push you into telling us. Are you allowed to speak about it?
Tell us.
Yes.
He's gonna tell us. Literally.
Shree.
You're returning to
Listen,
TV.
Let me
Shree.
tell you one thing. Okay. Well, I'm talking to my family here from the Big Brother house. Everyone over here, they're connected to me, to my heart. No one is separate from over here. And the first thing I want to share is I'm going to be in one reality show.
Ooh. Love Island. Love Island.
You're not on the Embarrassing Bodies, are you? Or the one that reveals.
I've got a text. I've got a text.
Well.
The Predator.
My timer.
This is nothing but. Can I talk? Yeah, well, this is something.
Go on, Shree.
This is something like Big Boss in India, which is called Big Brother in UK.
Yeah, my God.
I done my auditions day before yesterday, and I'm
Well
not
done.
pretty sure as of now because I haven't received any message or a call. But most likely, I'm going to be like a wild card entry, just like Azar, just like Ira, just like who's the Carly's boyfriend? I don't know. What's his name?
Freddie. No, what was he called?
Kenny.
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, Corona, whatever. Yeah.
That's a virus.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
Kenny Tom.
I haven't said.
Don't invite him in the house.
Stay outside.
Well, something like that. Wherever I go, wherever I've been, I still remember more than my mom, dad, and my brother and my fiance. I love Lisa, Noreen, Chris, Charlie.
I love you too, Shree.
Moreover,
Hi,
Benazir,
Georgia.
and everyone. They are just not into my heart and into my part of my body. They are into my brain because I love them to go to my heart wherever I go. Even though I'm minted, I'm happy with my life.
He's minted.
You say you are minted, Shree.
Pay for the flights then. Isaac, he'll pay for the flights.
Oh, Shree, we love you.
Isaac.
Yeah, don't worry.
Listen, guys, I'm fucking minted.
If Isaac says he's owning a travel industry, I will make him franchise entire the world. I can assure him.
I appreciate that.
It's not Dragon's Den, by the way, Shree. You got the wrong show.
I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to make
Shree,
you an offer.
honestly, as a fan of the show, you
I'm going to make you
all
of the. I'm going to make you an offer. All of the money.
I'm Deborah
15%
Meakin.
of the
I'm
company.
sorry, but I'm out.
I'm listening.
Oh.
What do you say?
Charlie,
down, buddy.
what about you? What's life been like? Because I mean, I spoke to you this week, and it was so good to hear about your kind of what you've been doing. So, what's life been like for you?
All right, Mr. Jet Set.
Well, if I'm honest with you, like my life since I've left the house has just been mad. Like I think I moved to London 2 months after I'd been. Before I went in Big Brother, I'd never been to London, so I moved to London, and then I was living in Newcastle, and I was paying like £300 a month rent. And then I moved to London, I was paid 1,800, and I was like, listen, I need to buy somewhere. So I was just like, because of Big Brother, I was able to buy my own place in London. So I was very lucky, but I worked hard for the first year, like had like 3 jobs, was doing lots of different things. And I think like my passion was always property. And I think like interior design was always, I wanted to be an interior designer when I was a kid. So I think I bought my first place, I moved in, and then obviously did that up, and then got it valued, and I was like, hey, wow, yeah, like this property business, and then literally released the money and did it again. And that's kind of been my life for the past 9 years anyway. And it's one of those things. I feel like I feel very lucky, if I'm honest with you. I think I've got everything I wanted from Big Brother. I think just meeting all these guys, I think just seeing them now, I haven't seen some of them for 11 years. and I feel like they've never left them, if I'm honest with you. So like now I'm running my own property office. I've got the most amazing team, and I'm very happy with my life, and I've got a beautiful fiance who we're getting married. We're meant to be getting married on the 5th.
Lovely.
It was actually meant to be the 15th of August this year. In like 4 days. But we had to push it back because of coronavirus. So we're getting married in 2 years now. So we're getting married. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm getting married in 2 years. We're going through surrogacy at the moment as well. So hopefully going to get a little football team behind us. And I've got 2 beautiful dogs, Bella and Maisie, as well. So like I just
and
feel
who's your chief bridesmaid?
Sapphire Cotton, obviously. Like literally, but you guys, the reason why you haven't received invites because the dates changed, but like trust and believe, you guys are all going to be there.
Isaac, yes.
Isaac.
So, and I mean, Isaac, you need to come, but I mean, like Isaac, you're my best man. Just don't forget.
No, I call Flower Girl. I call Flower Girl.
As long as you are literally you and Sapphire, the
Flower
chief
Girl
bridesmaids.
or nothing.
Done. Exactly, done.
Hey, is your wife hot though?
He's very beautiful.
Husband.
Future husband.
What kind of show are we running here?
Exactly. It's fans run nights, as we say. But yeah, no. And I'm gonna get my own OnlyFans. I'm joking. I'm working on the body because I need to get rid of this COVID belly, and then trust and believe you're going to be sing ching 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 ching. I'm joking.
Oh, that's amazing. That's nice to hear. That really is.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Lisa,
you.
I mean, you've got some amazing ink now, but obviously we spoke 10 years ago when I was doing the radio show, and we spoke this week kind of about what you've been doing. But tell the audience, what's life been like since leaving the show, and what do you do now?
You know me, I'm just, I went into Big Brother as just a normal girl. I came out, there was a few things I could have done, and I just chose to go back into my normal life. I'm obviously to security now. I've been doing security for the last 6.5, 7 years. I did have a few jobs after Big Brother, but I'm mainly do security now. So I'm working on the HS2 project, the fast train from London to Birmingham. So I'm actually on the construction side of security. I've come out of retail because I was sick of like the shoplifters and being confronted. It's quite dangerous in security, and stuff. Like I was arguing with people with no teeth, and they wanted to smash me head in. And I said to them,
I'm sorry I did that to you, Lisa.
Yeah,
it was nice to see you though.
Yeah, it was lovely to bump into you though, pal.
I'll just let them take it. But no, I'm happy now. Obviously, I've got my family, friends, and everything still around me. I'm just the same. I don't change. I'm just the same person, and that's it.
That's what we loved about you, mate, and still love about you. So
you're so genuine, a really nice, genuine person.
She was like
Louis,
one more thing, Shree.
I want to share here.
Are you sure this is one more? You keep saying one more. What is it? Oh yeah, nice one, Shree.
Oh my God,
Shree, what's that from?
That's the
postcard.
cue
Send
card.
it to me. Is that a postcard? Send it to me.
Isaac, sorry, you're not on that.
Oh.
I love that.
That's good. That's good.
Good job.
Shree, that's amazing. I want to say
Lewis,
thank you to everyone for
Lewis,
coming
I
on.
don't want this to, Lewis, I don't want this to end.
Lewis.
Yeah.
One more question.
Best housemate.
I've got to go now. Oh.
Best housemate, yeah, all of us. Best housemate.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's been amazing to have you all on for this reunion.
Been brilliant.
I appreciate it all the time. Thank you.
I love you all.
Thank you, Louis.
I love you all. It's been great seeing you all.
Guys,
you all look amazing.
Bye.
So joining me now. So unfortunately, Carly couldn't be part of the reunion because I know you were working. But you're still part of it now because we're going to have a chat with you and catch up about your experience and life after the house. So how are you?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm doing great.
So I asked everyone else on the call, what was it about the show that made you actually want to take part in it and apply? So what was it about Big Brother for you that really stood out and made you want to take part in it?
I had been a fan of Big Brother for years before I even considered applying. So I think my favourite series was when Nikki Graham, she was like the ultimate favourite housemate ever. And I would watch them when they were on, like, you know, the 24-hour loop, when you were able to watch people sleeping and stuff. So weird. But yeah, I've always been a huge fan of the show. And then, yeah, obviously the opportunity came about where fate would have it. I was driving around in the car one day and there was an announcement on the radio that there was interviews in Edinburgh, and I thought, oh, why not? So yeah, and then there we go. I was eventually a housemate 6 months later.
And for you in there, because I mean, we were talking, everyone on the reunion call seemed to get on really well, and it was such a good group of housemates. What were your first impressions when you went into the house and you met people for the first time? Did you kind of feel like, oh, I might not get on with some of these people, or did you just
That's a real experience. It's just the weirdest thing, because every single person that's on that show is a big character individually. Yeah. And then when you put everyone together, I mean, let's face it, Big Brother is a social experiment. So when you put everyone together, for me, I was just excited to be there. Like, I think I was kind of just in shock, like, I'm actually here. But no, I got on a lot with everyone from the get-go. But yeah, it's overwhelming for sure. It's definitely overwhelming.
And when you think back to your experience in the house, what stood out as the toughest moment? Is there something for you where it was just hard to deal with?
I mean, so our series was like the kind of recession series. So we were on rations a lot. We were living off lentils and brown rice, and you know, your luxuries were completely taken away. So there's a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes where the viewers won't necessarily see. So I know Lisa and I, we had our cigarettes taken away, and we were full-time smokers then. I don't smoke anymore at all, but back in the day I loved a cigarette, and they would take them away, and you know, that would stress us out, and it would add to the aggravation, which would add to good TV later on. But yeah, I think having just general luxuries such as, you know, food items that you would usually have, tobacco that you were addicted to, alcohol was rationed. It's all those little things that you have access to every day without question, and they're just taken away, and you're put in a house with loads of different people. I think everything's heightened. So yeah, I think just not having access to what we would normally day to day definitely put a bit of a strain on us all mentally.
Yeah. I mean, what was Shree like to live with? Because, I mean, you'll see, because obviously you won't know the reunion that's happened, but obviously when you watch it back, he seems to be just hilarious, stuff that he kind of comes out with. What was he like to actually live with?
Yeah, no, he really did. I watched a couple of episodes back, and he was great TV, like just full of energy. What you see is what you get. And yeah, I mean, listen, even if you live with someone that you love dearly, it could be challenging at times. So, but no, I think everybody in the house at the time, we all were picked for a reason. And when you say that the energy of the reunion was great, like, I get that, because even in the house, we all did go on very well together. Don't get me wrong, there's always arguments and frictions at times, but yeah, Shree was a joy to live with. Let's just put it out there. He's great fun, he's full of energy, so, and I'm glad to hear that he's not changed either, so that's good.
I mean, for those watching, obviously we were talking, and you actually get on with, you're still in touch with a lot of your housemates that were on the call, and it was literally just because you were working that you couldn't actually make the time. But so for you, what stands out as the funniest moment when you think back to your Big Brother experience? Is there something for you that you just always think and laugh about?
There's just so many, like, there's so many things. It's funny, I don't know if I could even pinpoint one. There's people falling in the pool at times. Charlie was just hilarious. Like, he was quite a big part of my journey, and he just made me laugh constantly. So I think he definitely sticks in my mind so much. But yeah, it was a really, really enjoyable experience for me. And although sometimes you can see like heated moments, people arguing, again, it is edited to show the highs and the lows of the day. But yeah, Charlie was a huge part of my journey. He made me laugh so much. And yeah, if you were to watch the reruns, I'm sure you'd see so many funny moments. And other people laugh at it, then yeah, I was living it and find it funny too.
I mean, I was watching clips back before we did the reunion, and I forgot how legendary Lisa was. When you think she didn't take any nonsense, and I remember Marcus and Lisa at each other. I mean, Lisa definitely stood her ground. Is it difficult to be around when there's friction in the house, because you can't really go away and take time to think about it because you're stuck in that environment? So things just kind of get worse, I would assume.
Yeah, and it's almost like, you know how sometimes in real life you can brush things under the rug and just kind of move on with your day. There's no possible way you can do that in that house because everyone's very opinionated. That's one of the reasons we all get picked. People are opinionated. If they have a view on something, they'll voice it. So you really can't shy away from things that essentially you're not happy with. So that was one of the reasons why I think Lisa and I got on so well, because she was just so authentic. Like, what you saw is what you got with Lisa, and I loved that about her, and I know that she's never changed since either, which is amazing. But we got on brilliant, and yeah, like what you saw in terms of the arguments, it's just people not being able to back out of it or shy away from things that really annoyed us. So yeah.
And then what we asked everyone, which is the last question for today, which is, what's life been like since leaving the house? So tell us a little bit about life after Big Brother and what you do now.
Oh, do you know, like, Big Brother's just such a crazy experience. I don't know what other housemates say, but for me it was a roller coaster. I think when you come out of the house, you have expectations of you being super famous and living the life, and don't get me wrong, like, I had a really good experience straight after, and I accomplished a lot of things that I never thought I'd be able to achieve in life, and I'm so grateful for that. So yeah, I done a lot of modelling and travelling the world and stuff, but then again, like, that came crashing down as well. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that life was perfect after Big Brother, because it definitely wasn't. And yeah, like, I had to pick myself up from a place that I never thought I would be, and that was the turning point for me getting into business. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to make a change in my life. We all have choices that we can make. Yeah. And I just said, right, I'm going to get into business. I want to be taken seriously. I want to get away from, you know, all the modelling and stuff, and I just want to be a businesswoman and just make a go of this. So that would probably be 2011. And I started in the financial world and worked my way up the ladder from, like, the very, very bottom, like taking phone calls every day, to, like, working my way up. And now I work for a large global enterprise, and we help people with employee benefits, being happy at work, and that's what led me to go into hypnotherapy and becoming a therapist, and really understanding how people tick. So I think me now, looking back on the Big Brother experience, I think, wow, I was so young. I was only 21. I was a baby, really. Yeah. So I definitely do see it through different eyes now, being in the profession that I'm in, and obviously having this life experience of the highs and the lows. But I wouldn't change a thing, genuinely. I think every single choice that you make in life, whether it's maybe been a good or a bad one, leads you to where you are. And yeah, I honestly wouldn't change a thing. And I'm just really grateful to have been with all of those other housemates, every single one of them, and had the experience, because it's genuinely once in a lifetime.
And I mean, if, say, for instance, they came to you now and said, would you, for 1 week, with just your housemates that you were in with, go in for like a one-off reunion special for a week, would you do that?
Oh, God, I don't know. I mean, maybe without the cameras, yeah. But you know what I'd really love to do? I'd love to be one of those, you know, one of those, like, psychologist type people, and they're sitting there and they're, like, taking notes, like, that's interesting, they're behaving that way. I'd love to do that and, like, interview people from, like, a psychological point of view, because it's fascinating. Like, all these reality TV shows and Love Island, Big Brother, everything, like, I just see it through a different lens now. But yeah, I could be like the wee psychologist up the back, notes and stuff. But yeah, never say never.
Well, Carly, I've got to say thank you, because I mean, I was gutted when you couldn't make the reunion. So the fact that we've got to speak to you about your experience, and you look incredible, and it's nice to hear how well you've done since leaving the house. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's lovely to be here. Thanks so much.
There we go. I hope you enjoyed that. What a great episode. It was so good to... I mean, they all got on really well, and that was the nice thing. There was a lot of banter, a lot of laughs, and I've kept in touch with a lot of the guys. So thank you for coming on. Don't forget to come back on Friday, where we have the Big Brother 11 reunion. We have housemates like John James, Shabby, and many more. It really is one not to be missed. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot. And yeah, you can catch up with every episode that we've done so far in the link below.